The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. From everyone's dislike to global goddess, Eleanor Roosevelt's epic comeback. Hey, everyone. Today, let's talk about the incredible woman who changed her destiny in American history, Eleanor Roosevelt. Her life was nothing short of legendary, even more thrilling than a bestseller. She went from being a nobody that everyone looked down upon to becoming a globally revered goddess. A miserable childhood and a failed marriage. Eleanor Roosevelt was born into a wealthy family in New York in 1884, but her childhood was far from happy. Before she turned 10, both her parents and her brother passed away, leaving her to grow up under the strict supervision of her grandmother. She had few friends and was a typical Cinderella from another family. In 1905, she married Franklin Roosevelt, expecting to lead a life as a high society lady. However, in 1921, Franklin Roosevelt contracted polio and became paralyzed from the waist down. Who wouldn't have collapsed under such circumstances? But she didn't whine and cry. Instead, she became her husband's legs and eyes, pushing him around to attend campaign events and helping him return to politics. Becoming the First Lady, embarking on a game-changing life. In 1933, Franklin Roosevelt became the President of the United States and Eleanor Roosevelt became the First Lady. But she was no ordinary First Lady. At that time, the United States was in the midst of the Great Depression, with a quarter of the population unemployed and hungry. Unlike other First Ladies who merely focused on their appearance, she traveled all over the country, observing how ordinary people lived and taking in the plight of those who were being oppressed and starving. She also did something particularly tough. She held a press conference exclusively for female journalists. At that time, women had little status in the political circle. By doing this, she immediately gave female journalists a chance to show themselves and also let the world see the power of women. During this period, she traveled around, speaking up for disadvantaged groups such as the poor and African Americans, and promoting the implementation of social welfare projects, such as helping the unemployed find jobs and building houses for the poor. It can be said that she was saving the American people with her actions. Outstanding performance, standing up to racial discrimination head-on. In 1939, there was an African American singer named Marian Anderson who was extremely talented. However, an organization called the Daughters of the American Revolution refused to allow her to perform at a concert hall in Washington because she was black. Eleanor Roosevelt was furious upon learning this and immediately resigned from the organization. She then arranged for Marian Anderson to perform at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington. On the day of the performance, over 100,000 people applauded and cheered for her. With her own strength, she gave a resounding slap in the face to the racists, giving up the title of First Lady of the Rich and becoming the human rights demon queen. In 1945, her husband Franklin Roosevelt passed away. Logically, she could have retired and enjoyed her life. But she didn't. President Harry S. Truman directly appointed her as the United States representative to the United Nations. In 1948, as the chairperson of the UN Human Rights Commission, she led a team to draft the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, clearly stipulating the basic rights that humans should enjoy, such as freedom, equality, education, and healthcare. The declaration caused a global stir and remains one of the cornerstones for protecting human dignity and equality to this day. Hey guys! Eleanor Roosevelt's life is truly an inspiring drama. From a Cinderella to a heroine who rewrote history, it all came down to her indomitable spirit and unwavering commitment to fairness and justice. She shows us that no matter how bad the hand life deals us, as long as we persist and fight bravely, we can turn it into a winning hand.